You guys, how is everyone doing? We are going to get into it. You see the thumbnail. I kind of was talking about this a lot on threads, and I was like, you know what? Let me make a video about it. This is something that they have put out, and people are just really putting their opinions on it. So I just kind of wanted to touch bases. Remember, you can connect with me on Instagram and TikTok. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the alerts. So they got our good sis, our niecey poo, right? All over the blogs. Remember, these are young. Remember, she hid her pregnancy. This was the Little Mermaid for y'all who don't know. She hid her pregnancy. They have a baby together. They broke up pretty early on after the baby was born, right? So they just celebrated the baby's birthday. Everything was fine. Together. They did it together. Haven't really had any drama too much. She's very low key when it comes to social media. She really just keeps that image of good girl Disney. He is a streamer, so he gets paid to put his business out there, right? So that's his job. That is his line of work. That is how he makes his money. So you do see a lot of times he does have his baby on his son on his streams and everything like that. He's an active father. People joke on social media a lot about them because they're like, every time that boy is with his dad, he looks stressed out. He looks so peaceful with his mom. It's like he's really enjoying being a father, right? No one is taking that away from him. But this is the part no one talks about. Co-parenting small children is hard because it's about consistency, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all grown, mom and dad, right? So we can kind of control our emotions, but a child is going by what they see. So then later on in the picture, when you're not able to do those same things, how do you present that to your child, right? So there have been a lot of women that saying, oh, she's being nasty. She needs to let him come see the trial. And I always say when I hear women say this, so in your situation, would you have let your baby daddy come over? You might have let him call. Now we're in a time where you can FaceTime. And I don't think there was a problem of him coming over. You have to schedule, you got to have boundaries. When you are co-parenting, access is limited. And I feel like this is the hardest thing for active parents. Both parents that want to be active, co-parenting is so hard because you're trying to respect your personal space, your boundaries, because you don't want in 5 years for her to be like on Love and Hip Hop, like Tara and the girl Amina, right? Oh, it's for the children. It's for the children. And then 10, 15 years down later, you done got pregnant again and again and again because now he coming over, tapping that because you're not seeing anybody else, right? You're not seeing anybody else. So then what? So you have to have those boundaries in place. And then remember, a lot of the women that are sitting up here saying, oh, she's keeping them, she needs to let them. First of all, you wouldn't let your baby daddy, not ex-husband, this is just baby daddy. And remember, they broke up real early. I don't know if they went to any counseling or whatever, but why they didn't try to work it out. But this is what happens when it's early. She might be frustrated, because when a child is that young and you don't have that joint custody time on, time off, daddy is just there for the good times, the fun times, right? He get to take them. I mean, their situation is totally different because they got nannies and everything. But I'm just saying, when you hear people that's not in their tax bracket talk about this, I'm like, yeah, what? And then women, if a man is telling you, oh, hey, I'm about to go over to my son or daughter's mother's house because my child is not feeling well. You finna go sit up at your baby mama house? Oh, Or even if she doesn't express it, she might have a tone. Well, why can't the kids just come over here? Because you're not around my kids yet. you push that. But now you're saying you want them because it's not your situation. And I feel like certain things you just, until you're in the situation and know what position you're in, if you're the daddy side of the family, the mama side of the family, he's putting on there, oh, I drove 3 hours to see, well, in those 3 hours, did you call? Did y'all have a scheduled time? Those are the type of questions. Not, dang, that man drove 3 hours and she wouldn't let him see. What? So we just popping up? I understand our child is sick, but we got to schedule. We got to respect boundaries. That's her space. That's her house. And that's the hardest thing about co-parenting. Yes, a man should have access, or whoever, I don't want to say a man, whoever is the secondary parent. But it does not work that way because, yes, the baby now is little, but when the baby is 3, what's going to be the dynamics then? And the baby's looking up to say, well, where's daddy? I'm sick. Oh, I'm calling to just check on Halo to see how he doing, because you out of town with your new girl. Then what? Because life happens. You start growing. You plan to go out of town. You didn't know your child was going to get sick. So while you're out of town, you call and check on your child. That's life. When you decide to co-parent, when you decide to make that adult decision, not go to any type of therapy, you guys say, hey, we can't do this. We are done. This is what it's going to be when the child is young. You got to understand, until that child about 8 or 9, it's going to be, until you go to court and get half on and half off. Somebody's going to feel like they're carrying the burden, and somebody's going to feel like they're not able to see their child. Because while Monday might have worked for her, Tuesday worked for you. So now it's not working for neither one of you guys. So now you feeling like she's not keeping you from your child, even though she gave you an option, but it didn't work for you. So I feel like his feelings are just hurt right now. They're young. This is new. And he gets paid for, his business out there. So of course he's going to put it out there. But anybody, these are the conversations that we need to have. It's not about being bitter. It's about when you guys are not in the house or with the other parent, the access is gone. You can't just call at 6 and say, hey, I'm finna roll up. I want to see my child. Yes, oh my goodness, that would be great. But are you going to be able to continue to do that for 18 years? Because that child is going to be expecting that. And then is that fair to whose house that is, the primary custodian? Is that fair to them? Because let's be honest, men, women, if the parent of the coming over 3-4 times a week, 2 hours to put the child to bed, help take a bath, how are you going to feel about that? It's going to be like they're playing house. The other partner is going to feel some type of way. So unless you and that other person have a agreement that you guys are basically, you might have some flings with others here and there, but you truly are locked in on this child, and you truly both agree that no new relationship, and it's easier said than done. We see it all the time. No one comes before my child. But then you start loving someone else. They start saying, hey, you're putting this house. You need to bring your child over here. You're putting this house. You put in her house. It comes all different type of dynamic. And it's because this person now feels, I don't want to say so much threatened, but they want to feel respected. And then I hear a lot of women say, I don't care long. I know long as he doing for his child. But the consistency. So that is, and like I say, people be like, oh, when you get married, you got to be careful. When you get married and have children and have properties, I say just have children. Because even properties and stuff, you can split that, cry a little bit, get over it, and move on. When you have children, baby mama, baby daddy situation, ex-husband, ex-wife, whatever, when you create life with someone, you are attached to that person. There is no walking away. There is no 21-day no contact for active parents, for those that want to be active. Now, deadbeats, that's a whole nother conversation, but I'm talking about co-parenting when both parents want to be active. That is challenging. Okay. So they're young, but everybody with, y'all got to understand, like, yeah, just, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Do you think she's being nasty, or do you think she's creating boundaries and want respect? We don't want to be talking about her 5 years later saying, well, we knew it and she should have, like, the girl is young, and you mean it's an unfortunate situation. To me, no one wins in this situation. No one, especially when you're outed on the internet. Now she looks like the bad person. And some people are coming to her defense, but a lot of people are dragging her. A lot of older Black women are dragging her. And I'm like, if that was your daughter, he ain't finna be coming up in this house. I'm like, yo, come on now. Call, schedule, and plan, right? You have to. All parties have to be comfortable. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and please comment below.